Hi, I'm Karen Lacey. I'm the manager of the Cenovus Centre of Excellence in Sales and Supply Chain Management here at the Faculty of Business at Memorial University. Welcome to the conversation.
Well, I'm Allan Dale from Gale Force Winds. I'm having such a great time here at Memorial University at the Cenovus Centre of Excellence for Sales and Supply Chain Management. That's a great name. That's a big title. A lot in there. Why don't you break it down for me?
Thank you, Alan. It is certainly a big name. You'll just hear me say Cenovus Centre going on, so I don't have to say that big title. But the Cenovus Centre is here because between industry and faculty, it was noticed, the students don't really understand what supply chain is. And there's a big skills gap there. So how do we get students to come out with their business degree and not only have a great business degree, but understand sales or supply chain? So we address that skills gap. We do it in a couple of different ways. We bring in speakers, help develop curriculum, things that give them those base knowledge that they understand what supply chain is, or sales, the same thing. And then we'll try to get them some experiential learning. So we're developing leaders by introducing them to this role, which they may not have heard of. Now, before COVID, how many people would be able to tell you what a supply chain professional is, But that's probably one of the good things that came out of COVID is, for at least our industry, is, people hear the name supply chain, what is it? Maybe they're curious about it, so the center is here for the students to, they can drop in, ask questions, and see if it's something that they want to do. So we'll do information sessions, take them out places. The sky's the limit, really. If they can ask it, I can try to find it.
It strikes me that the center requires a tremendous collaboration between industry and academia. It's almost a conduit where the two can cross. Am I correct to say that?
Yeah, for sure. The industry representatives and industry players are the people who are telling us what they need in industry. The faculty in here, they're shaping the minds and teaching the students. So if we can connect faculty and industry together to say, what is it industry needs, and how can our professors, either through research or through classroom, they can help bridge that gap. And then the students come out more well-rounded, and they actually have learned what industry is looking for. And without cooperation from industry, the students don't get that opportunity to go in there. So it is really well-rounded when you look at, we find out what industry needs, how can we use the resources at the university to try to help them with that?
It strikes me that, inside the context of a wonderful broader degree in business, you've got a real ability to develop certain very specific skills. Talk to me about skill development.
Okay, so the skill development, we can help that in a number of different ways. Yes, the business degree is really broad, but when you look at what a supply chain professional does, that's sort of broad as well, but then we can show them how to narrow it down. So, part of supply chain is contract negotiations, and that's part of business as well. But, you might be dealing with it a little different. So if you're doing a course that is in supply chain and has those little nuances that, a supply chain professional would need more so than somebody else, you get that learning from skills we can help with. And we have the Gardner Center down there that does the professional development, that offer courses in supply chain that we can have our students attend, or we can have industry partners attend. Because part of our mandate is to help out small and medium-sized enterprises as well.
I love how you're listening to industry, adapting as you need to provide the best service to not only the students, but also the industry partners, the SMEs as well. Mm-hmm. What's the feedback been like? Is industry comfortable with the direction you're going?
I think so. We've had really good partnerships with some industry players. We tend to sit down and say, what are your needs and what can we help you with? One of the really cool programs we have is a work placement program. So maybe there's a small, medium-sized enterprise here who they might say, I'm spending a lot of money on my supply chain. Ever since all the delays with COVID, our expenses have just skyrocketed. But I don't have the resources to try to address this right now. Maybe they're not familiar with supply chain so much, or maybe they just don't have time because they're so busy with their business. I might be able to put a grad student in to work with them.
Right.
And that student gets the experiential learning that's invaluable. And that business gets a student to work for 3 or 4 months and hopefully comes out with a solution to the problem.
What's feedback like from the students when they get out there and come back?
The feedback from the students is the best. That's probably one of my most favorite things about the job, because you see somebody who has a spark of interest in something, and then they got to go out into the business world, and they come back and they're like, I didn't know much about this, but now I think that's what I'm going to focus on. Right. So that just that little connection that you've made has given them the opportunity to maybe take their career in a whole different direction.
What does the ideal company look like that might want to engage with the Cenovus Centre?
It's for every company. You could be a one-person company who's like, God, I don't know how to grow my business. Maybe if I had somebody who could do a business development plan, maybe I should expand. But if you're one person trying to run your business, you don't have time for that. But then you could be a business who has 10 employees and you still don't have the resources to, just put on that task. So it really is,
I guess what I'm hearing is reach out. We might be able to.
Yeah. Pretty much every business has a supply chain in there, and everybody has a different struggle in business these days, and we have a lot of resources here at the business school. So it might be something that maybe we do a class project. Maybe you don't actually need a student to work in your business. Right. Maybe we can take that and do a class project for you and come up with a number of solutions.
What an incredible offering. If you were a business out there and there were some issues that you were trying to grow and stuff, and you get injected into a class project here, all of those minds working on your challenge. That's pretty amazing when you think about it.
Oh, it is. And when you're not, you are not contracted to do one of those. You have all these other opportunities that have just come out, and you've had all these young, fresh minds. They've probably come from other places with other degrees too, that they're putting a whole different perspective on things. So it's really interesting with that, but there's so many opportunities.
And of course, as a company, you get first look at top talent right then and there, right? So
100%.
You get a look at people that might be an employee down the road.
We've had businesses that have taken students, and they're like, can we just keep them? And I'm like, well, they got to finish their project, and they're going back to do another work term. But, you just see the benefit of it. And even with the other industry partners, maybe they're not hiring a student, but we've been very lucky, and a couple of like Energy and L and people like that have given us passes to take students down to their conferences. And just the ability for those students to get in a room and network, and sales is everything. So you're down there and you're selling yourself and you're learning how to do that, and they get to do that through all these opportunities.
Thanks for inviting us into the conversation. I want to tell you, it's an incredible offering here at Cenovus Centre of Excellence for Sales and Supply Chain Management.
Thank you so much for joining us in conversation. To learn more, you can check out our website on Memorial's Faculty of Business page under the Cenovus Centre, or contact me, Karen Lacey, KMLACEY, @mon.ca.